powerful. Yeah. He's so vicious. Like his one-punch power at 135 is like nobody else's in the division. Like the way he starches people is crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
He gets so much torque and power into his punches, and he's so fast that he covers ground and his uppercuts, they're just devastating.
Yeah, for sure. I think I can stop him. I'm much quicker than him. He's much stronger, much bigger, but we just gotta wait and see until we get in there and test the waters.
Joe Rogan looked genuinely surprised when Gervonta "Tank" Davis walked into the press room ahead of his exhibition match with Jake Paul. Instead of the lean, compact frame fans usually see, Davis appeared noticeably bulkier and more muscular, his build carrying a level of size and definition few expected. Rogan, who's seen countless athletes in top condition, couldn't hide his reaction, the kind of surprise that comes when something exceeds even the highest expectations.
I'm a giant Gervonta fan. I think that guy's so unusual. Yeah. His style's so unusual, and his patience.
The Leo Santa Cruz fight was really something for me, because Leo Santa Cruz is a technician, Mexican style, and the fight was very close before Tank stopped him. But he has that power that can end it.
He finds these openings, and he sees them, but he doesn't go after them right away. He waits for the right time. He's so patient. Like when you watch the early rounds of his fights, he probably has the lowest punch count in the early round. But he also knows he's got that nuclear option that if he can crack you, most likely he's going to take you out. He's got massive confidence in that.
During the face-off, Davis seemed to intentionally play down his physical transformation. Instead of showing off his new size or striking aggressive poses, he stood calmly, sometimes crossing his arms over his torso or turning his body slightly to limit the view. It looked deliberate, as if he wanted to avoid drawing attention to just how much he's changed. Still, despite the effort to conceal it, the difference in his physique was impossible to miss. Joe Rogan pointed out that Jake Paul's approach is more about promotion than true competition. He explained that these kinds of fights are designed to attract casual fans and stir curiosity through odd matchups. According to Rogan, the talk about betting and the spectacle around these events isn't really about athletic merit, but about creating buzz and grabbing headlines. He believes Jake understands how to keep his name in the public eye, using boxing mainly as a marketing tool, even when the fights themselves don't make much sense.
That was Jake Paul promoting it. You know, it's just like, doesn't bother me.
There's compromising the sport, and that's like bad. It's just like
if I bet on it,
watching
it
is
bothers the fuck out
hard.
of me.
Watching it with people who are so in on it, and then also man, the sports betting apps, they introduced like chat apps in them in Australia, so it's like they're trying to take the place of social media companies where you go together and you meet your friends. Like betting should be exciting enough without having a weird.
They're just trying to draw you in.
Thing.
They're just trying to make money, right? So they're trying to draw you in any way they can.
Yeah.
Davis is a lightweight champion, usually fighting at around 135 pounds, while Jake Paul has competed much closer to the cruiserweight limit in his previous matches. For this bout, the two sides agreed on a catchweight of 195 pounds, a detail that surprised many fans and was only finalized after some back-and-forth discussions.
We were yelling so much about him fighting someone, fight somebody your size. His next opponent is, by far, the most credentialed guy ever fought actively in his prime. There's one problem. He fights at 135 pounds. He fights at 135 pounds.
Because of the significant size difference, the rules for this exhibition fight are not standard. For instance, both fighters will wear 12 ounces gloves, heavier than what Davis typically uses in his weight class.
The Jake Paul versus Tank fight is getting really weird. Gervonta looks scared for his life because the rules are out. They're crazy. Oh, so everyone thought that the fight was at 190. Instead it's at 195, and this weight difference is scaring the life out of little Tank.
Over 10 3-minute rounds.
I said it was 190.
The next dispute comes with the gloves. Little Tank is used to fighting in 8-ounce gloves. Baby glove. This fight will be in 12. Hands might be too small. Also, Tank just fought in a 12 3-minute round fight against Roach. Yes, and now he's fighting in 10 3-minute rounds, which isn't too bad. Well done, Jake. Exhibition though, can he win? Yes, he can actually win. It will be overlooked by 3 sanctioned judges. So he can actually still win and knock him out. But here's the trick. It's body punches only. And there's a reason. That's because Tank said, look, this is a bit unfair. I don't want to punch up. I want to punch at my head height. Where does it fall? At Jake Paul's belly. Oof. So apparently we've heard there's no knockdown rules, but aside from that, it's a pretty well-rounded fight. Oh yeah, and there's some drug testing involved. But Jake Paul for the win.
Davis's longtime trainer, Calvin Ford, voiced his concerns about this change, explaining that while heavier gloves can slightly reduce the damage caused by punches, they also alter how strikes land and how defensive strategies are applied.
My only concern is, the gloves. You understand what I'm saying? Because we don't fight in 12-ounce gloves. We don't use 12-ounce gloves. That's training gloves, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's 2 pounds away from Jake. He fights in 10s. Tank fighting 8s. So he losing 4 ounces. So my thing is, I said, they said, put Tank in 8s, put him in 10s. That makes the fight more interesting. You know what I'm saying? And we'll go from there because I understand. And I brought that question up to one of his handlers. They was, no, we don't want to do no mixed match. It's supposed to be an expedition. Why does it matter? What, now y'all want the wins and the loss. You know what I'm saying? All these prescriptions, but you want to be great. Being great is really pushing the envelope. You know what I'm saying? Tank don't really care, So when I brought this up, he said, dang, facts. You know what I'm saying? So again, he can weigh the 10s and we weigh the 8s. Then we got to fight.
Boxing veteran Teddy Atlas reacted to the face-off between Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis by pointing out the stark size contrast. He joked that Davis is so much smaller that he'd practically need a ladder just to reach Jake's chin. While Atlas acknowledged that size and skill differences are part of boxing, he emphasized that this particular gap is extreme, too wide to ignore.
Right? They should also have like the size of the ring, the size of the glove, all that stuff. Particulars should be in the contract. But I would probably look for one thing that is not the common thing to have in a contract if I'm Tank. A ladder. A ladder. Can I get a ladder? Somebody? You know what I mean? Hey, look, if he hits him on the chin the way he can punch, Jake might be doing a dance. You know what I mean? Not voluntarily either. But we'll get into that more later. The thing that I'm talking about right here is what you said. It was stark. The size difference was really, you couldn't ignore it. We understand the talent difference, the experience difference. We understand all of that. But the size, the pure, and we understand small guys can beat big guys. We just saw Crawford do it to Canelo, but a little different. The size difference was, it was eye-catching, jaw-dropping. And it made me think, and I'm going to ask Richie, our man here who's doing all the taping, who does such a marvelous job. I'm going to ask him, because I know he's an expert in this area, but it reminded me of one of the Rocky movies where they had the face, where they did the wrestling thing with Rocky and Hulk Hogan, a.k.a. Thunderlips. He was Thunderlips back there. And I thought I had it right, and it was confirmed to me. It's Rocky 3.
Atlas compared the situation to Canelo Alvarez moving up to fight Terence Crawford, but noted that Crawford was never as undersized as Davis is here. He argued that Tank is simply too small to land effectively on Jake, making the matchup appear uneven from the start. Fans, media members, and analysts have all questioned whether this fight is fair or even safe. Beyond concerns for Davis, many are criticizing how the event is being presented, questioning whether it prioritizes entertainment over safety and what kind of message it sends for future exhibition or celebrity-style fights. Joe Rogan has also commented that this matchup enters strange and unfamiliar territory for boxing.
Jake Paul, I think when he weighed in for Mike Tyson, was 227 pounds. That is, if I'm not mistaken, a 92-pound weight difference. It's insane. That is called one thing. That's called being a bully.
UFC President Dana White hasn't held back his criticism of the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis fight. He accused Paul of cherry-picking smaller opponents and said he should face someone closer to his own size. White even compared Davis to Floyd Mayweather in terms of punching power, saying that Tank hits harder than Floyd, but admitted that Davis is too small and that Jake could use his size to neutralize him. White bluntly stated, "You guys need to fight opponents your own size."
Tank is one of the most interesting fighters to watch because he's so different. His style is so different. You know, he's so economical. Like, he puts pressure on guys without throwing too many punches, and then starts to figure holes out. And the way he can explode and move in with one shot, my God.
Yeah, he very explosive. He's very explosive, and man, he be cracking them dudes.
People.
Hey, he be putting them to sleep.
Just cracking people.
Yeah.
And he has so much confidence in his power. So much confidence in his power.
You know, he just, in his mind, he know it's a matter of time before I catch you.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with Tank, you know, these fighters. You got to be aware 15 rounds. I know you're going 12, but you got to think you're going 3 more, because one slip, one mistake, and it's over.
Yeah.
You know, so hats off to Tank. You know, he's a great, talented fighter. But again, he haven't faced the top elite fighters in his division.
Right.
You know, so we want to see Tank against, you know, somebody his size, you know, at the elite level.
Yeah.
And I believe he'll do good, because, you know, he got the skills, the power, he got the ring IQ to do good, but we haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, he's also wild. He's a wild fella, so he's fun to watch. You know, he's just a crazy dude, you know.
Yeah. Coming from Baltimore, man, I think that's just his upbringing as well.
Yes, for sure. He's just so unique in his approach. Like, you know, he doesn't fight like anybody else.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan has consistently shown respect for Davis's talent and rise through the sport. After Davis knocked out Rolando Romero, Rogan praised him as a rising superstar, known for creating highlight-worthy moments with both power and precision. Following Davis's win over Ryan Garcia, Rogan described his in-ring presence as terrifying, noting how quietly dangerous he can be. Rogan observed that Davis may start cautiously, but the threat of his knockout power is always looming.
Like that Ryan Garcia one, where Gervonta Davis caught him with that left hook to the body. People were saying that he quit.
No.
He never been hit in the liver. Oscar De La Hoya quit the same way with Bernard Hopkins.
With the same thing.
Same body shot.
Same
left
body
hook to
shot.
the body.
And he tried to come, and he tried to take a step out that corner, and not the front of his foot even moved. He just went down. He's like, man, this is it.
And if you get kicked to the body.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. A kick to the body is so goddamn devastating, especially a spinning back kick. You could literally pick someone up in the air. It's like they get hit by a car.
Any kick. To that.
It's really something to see a kid who has nothing, born into extreme poverty, become a world champion, like Gervonta Davis.
Yeah.
It's an inspiring story.
It is, and it's great for everyone because it gives you fuel. Like for a person who's coming up in life, even if you're not a fighter, you see what someone's gone through and you see the success that hard work has created.
Right.
And it can be a roadmap for your own life.
There's growing talk that Davis might retire after his exhibition match with Jake Paul, with financial security appearing to be his main motivation. Tank has repeatedly expressed frustration with the boxing world, calling the sport dead and criticizing its lack of loyalty. His trainer, Calvin Ford, confirmed that Davis chose the Paul fight over more competitive rematches because the payday was significantly higher. Beyond the money, signs suggest that Tank is simply exhausted, physically, emotionally, and mentally. His recent statements reveal that he's ready to step away, saying this will likely be his final appearance. He's expressed a desire to leave the spotlight behind and spend more time focusing on family and life beyond the ring.
Go band for band on what you making. Again, there's nothing wrong with Tank going to get his money, but let's all be clear that that's all the fight is for Tank. He's telling you without telling you that he's fighting Jake just because he's getting $40 million. So when we talk about boxing being dead, Tank has to line up at the front of the line. I can't blame him, but don't throw around, oh, boxing's dead and people switch sides and all of that. You chose not to be great. That's it. You chose not to be great. Stuff like that, choices like that will kill boxing, for sure. On a competitive level, it won't kill it on a business level. On a business level, until people run out of interest in these kind of matchups, it'll do well. On a competitive level, choosing not to fight the best will kill the sport. So maybe it's better if people like Tank aren't in the sport. And I don't even say that because I want that to be the case. I think Tank is ridiculously talented, but you can't want a fighter to fight more than what they want to. You can't. Tank fans or Tank people that like Tank and think he's one of the best, you can't want it for him. And then Shakur came back with, that's how I know you soft. I can't even go back and forth with you soft ass. You rather pop to me on social media than get in that fire and get embarrassed. I get it. Peace and blessings upon you, cuz. He says, the people got your chest out so bad. You talking like you a killer, forgetting that you the one that runs, bitch. I'll be bring the fight to you. This dude, a made-up character. Quote, blessings upon you. Clown-ass dude, wanna be Kevin Gates. Oh my goodness. I mean, here's the thing though. You can't say that stuff about Shakur if you're not willing to fight him. This is the point I think that we're going to come to today, is that Tank can say all this stuff he wants, but if you're not willing to fight Shakur, then none of it means anything anymore. Even if you believe that Tank is going to knock him out, even if you believe that Shakur's a runner, or that he's not in the trenches, or he's not a boxer that's willing to bring the fight, or whatever, none of it matters. You're talking from the sideline because you won't fight him.
Actor and martial artist Michael Jai White also weighed in, saying that Jake Paul, no matter how well he performs or how much attention he gets, can never be considered a real boxing champion. White drew a clear line between exhibition or crossover fights and official championship bouts sanctioned by legitimate boxing bodies. His comments reflect the opinion of many within the boxing community that Paul's fights are more about entertainment than genuine sporting achievement, adding to the skepticism surrounding this matchup.
Do you think that Jake Paul could win a legitimate boxing title?
No, no, because he's so far behind someone of his equal age who's been doing it for a very long time. He started very late. That's why I applaud exactly what he's doing. I think he should be doing exactly what he's doing. If he fought a legitimate, top 10 cruiserweight, I will shut the up. If he's able to fight an actual contender of the top 10, that would be astonishing if he can get to that point. If he beat anybody in the top 10, that would be, to me, the greatest thing he's ever accomplished.
Yeah, because historically he's fought old men.
I think he's done it the right way, because there's a possibility where a 50-year-old Anderson Silva might be able to beat him. Who thought he was going to beat Tyson? I really thought, oh, Tyson's just going to go to the body and just punish his body, because I thought that that's what would win him the thing, but he did not do that. I think it makes for a good matchup. He's made for great spectacle.
Commentator Showbiz acknowledged that despite how unconventional the fight is, the sheer curiosity surrounding it will likely bring in massive viewership. Davis's hints about retiring have sparked doubts among fans about whether the fight will even happen. Meanwhile, tension between Davis and Shakur Stevenson on social media platforms like X has added to the drama, with both fighters exchanging heated remarks and questioning each other's skills. This ongoing back and forth has only fueled public intrigue, blending entertainment with competitive anticipation.
Do we think the fight is ridiculous between you and Jake Paul? Yes. Are we going to watch it? Yeah. Do we like it? Maybe. Maybe. And let me tell you why it's maybe, why it's not no, why it's not yes. Is maybe because many of us, we just don't believe it. We just don't believe the fight is real. We know it's an exhibition, but we just don't believe that you two are going to try to take each other's heads off. Other than that, it's kind of interesting. You have a 5'5" lightweight versus a heavyweight Jake Paul, who's really not a boxer with an amateur background and all that shit, but he's been knocking people out. It's kind of interesting if we know y'all were trying to knock each other's head off.
Many analysts believe that in recent years, Gervonta Davis has become more focused on money than on building a legacy or taking on the toughest opponents. They view the Jake Paul matchup as proof of that mindset. According to them, Davis is motivated by financial reward rather than prestige, to persuade him to fight elite-level boxers like Shakur Stevenson or Lamont Roach. Promoters such as Leonard Ellerb or Al Heyman would likely need to offer purses on par with massive events like Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford. Right now, they argue, money has clearly taken priority over glory or legacy in Tank's career decisions.
Look at how Tank started acting after he made $40 million with Ryan. When he make another 40+ million with Jake,
he's gonna go make $40 million fighting Jake Paul, and then he's gonna come back and fight Lamont Roach for what? He's gonna come back and fight Shakur Stevenson for what? He's not gonna fight none of those guys.
No, the only way he fight any of them guys, Turkey gonna have to hit him with the Crawford money. Cause that's the thing. You do this for a reason, bro. Like, I get it. You want him to be competitive, but his goal is money. He made 40 with Ryan plus everything in between. Now he get this 40, 50 million plus. He don't even gotta fight no more. So now if you want him to fight Shakur, give me that Canelo money, man.
However, Davis reacted strongly to fans accusing him of avoiding top fighters like Shakur Stevenson. He made it clear that he doesn't care about public opinion, pointing out that fans often change their loyalties quickly after one disappointing performance. Tank stressed that his focus is on his career and personal goals, not on trying to please critics or online voices.
Gervonta, a lot of boxing fans aren't happy with the fact you've taken this fight rather than the Roach rematch, fights with the likes of Shakur, Devin Haney, Teofimo, etc. What do you make of that reaction? And can we still expect to see those fights?
Why should I care what they think? When y'all switch Y'all switch somebody can have a bad day and y'all switching on who y'all favorite fighter is or who this person is supposed to fight. Like y'all need to sit back and be fans and just enjoy the sport. Like y'all even talk about people's personal lives. Like why when it come to that?
What do you think? Is Gervonta Tank Davis making the right decision by choosing financial gain over legacy? Share your thoughts below.